record. Hey, welcome to our Thursday night team call. I'm super excited that you guys are on this call with us today. I want you guys to mark your calendar right now, set an alarm alert. Every Thursday night we have this team call. It's the same dial-in number, the same login number. Next week we have Janelle Summers speaking on our team call. And she is an amazing coach. She's been in the top 10 like 4 years in a row. She's currently, I believe, in the top 10 right now. So she wants to come talk to us about, I think it's going to be a great continuation of what Jennifer Greenberg is going to talk to us about today. Her topic is going to be seasons of a coach, like how the coach, process works as you transition through, your first month to 6 months to a year to now. I believe she's been a coach for like 9 years now, something like that, since the very beginning. She is also, Shalene Johnson's sister. So she's going to be on the call next Thursday speaking with us, talking with us, and talking about that. And then she's also going to be giving us a follow-up video. She said she's doing a new training. I can't remember specifically what it was called, but it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So she's going to give that to us after the call as well. She's like, I would be on there for 3 hours, but I know your coaches on the East Coast don't want to be on the call from 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock in the morning. So she'll be on next week. So remember that. Also, remember that we have Super Saturday. Okay, I'll come out in a minute. I'll come. My aunt and uncle are here. So 1 second. So we have, remember to mark your calendar for the first Saturday in January. It's Super Saturday. It's a quarterly event with Beachbody. Make sure to go into your Coach Online office to events and put that in your calendar now. Start inviting your friends. Make plans to be there now. So I'm going to go up to Vancouver with my diamond coach, Terry Fisher. Gabby and I are going to go there. And we got some feedback here. 1 second. We're going to go up there and enjoy Vancouver. We're going to go to Whistler and snowboard a couple days with them. No flips because I don't need any more broken bones. But we're going to go spend Super Saturday up there with them. So make sure you find out where your local Super Saturday is and make sure that you're there. Also, I want you guys to know that we want you to be at Summit with us, which is in July in Nashville. There's a wait list, but what you need to do is just go to www.coachsummit2016.com and just put your name on the wait list. It doesn't cost anything right now until you come off the wait list. I can guarantee you that everybody will be able to go to that. Just to kind of give you guys an example of our first year in coaching, I couldn't make it to Summit because I didn't have enough vacation days. The next year I was like, I'm not missing this. I went to Summit. We had 50 coaches from our team there. The following one, we had 150. And then the following Summit, we had 800 coaches. So I have a goal of having 1,500 coaches from our team at Summit this year. People ask all the time, how is your team so big? And it's because we get to events. We're passionate about getting to Super Saturdays. We're passionate about getting to Summit. So if you want to grow your team, it's important that you as a leader, even if you don't have a coach on your team yet, that you get to the events yourself so you can teach your coaches and show your coaches what you are doing. So I want to see you guys at Summit in Nashville next year in July. So get on the wait list if you're not on the wait list yet. So next thing I'm going to do, and I'm talking super quick, I'm going to introduce Jennifer Greenberg. I love Jennifer and Michael Greenberg's story. I'm going to let them tell the majority of their story, but Jennifer was like my third coach to join me back in 2011. A funny side note is Jennifer and I started what I guess you could call a challenge group. It was just a Facebook group to help people with P90X. And it was kind of like the group where we would help. We decided we were never going to be coaches because our experience with coaches before we became coaches was very salesy. And we were very turned off by Beachbody. So we decided we were going to help people no matter what. So we spent like an entire year helping people, encouraging people, doing fun little challenges in a group called the Staying Fit Family group on Facebook. When I decided, my moment came to become a coach on April 11th, 2011, obviously I invited her to join me, and it took her just a little bit of time to join me after, but she joined in the journey, and she came on this journey with us. So she's going to share kind of her journey as a coach. What I can tell you guys is she is now a Success Club 10 All-Star. She is also two-time elite coach, going for three-time elite coach this year. She's a 9-star diamond coach, which means she's created 9 other diamond coaches, personally sponsored diamond coaches in her first business center. Her and Michael have an amazing family culture in their team. And if you guys, some of my coaches I see we're on the Dominican retreat, they can tell that, when they got there, Michael and Jennifer are like family. They hang out there. They just love being together, making Team Beachbody a family. So they're going to be able to share with you guys some lessons they've learned, how their journey went. I think one of the most surprising things, I share Jennifer's story all the time because she wasn't really consistent in hitting Success Club every month until like over 2 years into the business. But yeah, I could tell you guys she will be in the Millionaires Club with Beachbody in April. So like 5-6 months away, she's going to be in the Millionaires Club. So if you haven't hit Success Club consistently, this is your first year or even your second year, I think her story will empower you. So she says she's shy, but I'm going to tell you guys she is overcoming that because we're not going to label ourselves as what we don't want to be. She is the used to be shy coming out of the shell, amazing leader. So she's quiet, but she gets work done. And so I'm going to be quiet and let her share with you guys. So Jennifer, I'll unmute you. The call is recording and I'll let you take it away. And at the end, you just, you shut it down for us and I'll grab the recording. You're good.
Okay. Hey guys, can you hear me okay? No? Okay. All right. So thank you for the introduction. And I always love to start off by sharing my story of telling how I met Scotty in the first place. And it was because I was doing P90X. I had a copy that I borrowed from somebody else at the place I used to work at. And I loved doing P90X. I was super passionate about it. I loved the program. And I met Scotty through the P90X Facebook page, which is different than how, like pages are now. So back in the day on the P90X page, you could kind of go and post and meet other people that were doing the program. And so that's how I met Scotty, and we would follow each other's blogs. And I met Gabby also because she was also involved in the fitness journey. And like Scotty said, we started our little anti-coach group, the Staying Fit Family, and we just kind of supported each other's journeys. And, we didn't care about points. We didn't care about commissions. We didn't care about any of that stuff. We just, supporting anybody wherever they were on their fitness journey. And we didn't care if you were doing a Beachbody program or you were running or doing dance fitness or whatever you were doing. And I think that was definitely a difference maker going forward for me. So anyways, we are in the car right now. That's my husband, Mike. And Thursday night is date night. And everybody that was there in the Dominican Republic on the Diamond Retreat knows that Thursday is our date night, and we are very consistent with that. And one of the things with my journey is I'm consistently inconsistent, except on a couple things that are super important to me. One of them is my faith, one of them is my marriage, and the other one is Beachbody. So Thursday night is date night, but it was super important to me to be on this call. And whenever Scotty asks me to be on the call, I always make it a priority. And I tell Mike to give me a break for a few minutes to get on the call. And we do that because it's important. So anyways, one of the things that I realized when we were in the Dominican Republic and getting to talk and share with a lot of the people there was there's parts of my story that maybe I haven't shared a lot about as far as how I got started and how long it took me to really get started. And I remember being a new coach and kind of looking at the people that I saw as successful, and I always just kind of assumed that they just started out that way and that they had it easy or they were lucky or all of those excuses that came through my mind as to why they were successful and I was not. And I always just assumed that other people had some kind of special magical power that I did not have. And I realized that other people think that I have that same special magical power, and it doesn't exist. So I signed up as a coach in May of 2011, and I was going back and looking through my Success Club history. And I think that people will find it very surprising that I've only actually been consistent in hitting Success Club for the last 36 months consecutively. So I actually took notes. Okay, so I have been a coach for about a total of 53 months, and I've gotten Success Club consecutive for 36 months. So that means that there was about 17 months of my journey when I started that I was very hit and miss with Success Club. So first of all, one of the things I want you guys to know about me is that it took me about 4 to 5 months to become an Emerald coach. Mike says 6 months. So back when I started, we didn't have challenge packs. And I don't know, it was a little different then. But I had my very first coach in my first week that I was a coach. So I had one coach right away. And then it took me another 5 to 6 months before I could find another person with a pulse and a social security number and a credit card that wanted to sign up to do this with me.
So hard to find all three.
Yeah. So, but through that rejection, through that time period of having him tell me that I'm crazy for thinking I could do this, I still showed up every day. I still said, I can do this. I can be an Emerald coach. And I still kept on trying and trying and trying. And that's one of the things that I hear from a lot of coaches now is, you know, maybe it's 1 or 2 months in and they're frustrated that they're not an Emerald. And I remind people, guys, it took me 6 months to be an Emerald coach. What if I would have quit? What if in month 2, I would have had that frustration that a lot of people feel and say, you know what, this isn't for me. And now I sit here, you know, with my husband who's retired, myself who's retired from corporate land. And
because my mother, who you retired, is watching our child.
Right. So, you know, what if I would have given up on this vision of what Beachbody could become? So, so that's one thing I wanted you guys to really know about me is that it took me about 17 months to figure it out. It took me 17 months to finally get that groove of, okay, I can find 3 people a month to sign up. And so after I became an Emerald coach, it took me a year to become a Diamond coach. And then another year after that to become a Star Diamond coach. And now I'm a 9-star Diamond. And so I guess the same year that I became a Star Diamond was my first year that I hit Elite. And then I hit Elite again the next year. And then I will hit Elite again this year. And the reason that I think that this has worked out for me is not because I have any special talent or any super special tool or idea or anything like that. It's because I've showed up and I'm consistent every day. And it's just, I fight through the disappointments of rejection. I fight through the uneasiness for me of being an introvert and being shy and having that anxiety of even talking to people. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I was actually at a networking event earlier today, and Mike is like the light of the room, just talking to people, having a great time. And I am like, I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to be out in the hallway, like just trying to avoid the situation. But it's a constant battle for me to try and grow myself, to be able to talk to people in person. And that's something that I believe has helped me in my journey is even if I don't meet people in person, I think it still has helped me in my overall journey, just trying something new and always showing up to do something different. So another thing I wanted to share was something kind of funny. And it originally came up when we were in San Diego, I guess. We were at the leadership retreat, and we were out to dinner with Scotty and some of the other people from Team Dynasty that qualified to be on the leadership retreat. And I was talking about how, for the most part, I'm a quitter. I start things and don't finish. I have great ideas that I never start. It's a really bad problem. And so I was talking about, or the reason it came up was because Mike was cleaning out the garage, and he found this big box, and he's like, "What's in this box?" And so I opened it up, and it's this big box of sparring equipment from when I had this brilliant idea that I was going to take Taekwondo lessons. And I went to Taekwondo for probably 3 or 4 weeks consistently, and sucked at it. And then they told me, "Well, you suck at it because you don't have sparring equipment." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so I need to buy that."
We had no money.
And that was still before I was successful in Beachbody, so we didn't really have any money to buy this. But so I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they told me I need to buy the sparring equipment so that I can be better at Taekwondo. So I got that, and it still sits in our garage, totally wrapped up in all the wrapping and the box and everything. And that just reminded me that for the longest time, I was just searching and searching and searching for that outlet for me to feel like I mattered. And I made this list of all these various ventures and ideas that I had. So the first one was that I decided I was going to volunteer in the emergency room department at our local hospital. That's while I was working full-time and going to school full-time for my master's degree, because I still felt like I wasn't contributing enough. So I decided I was going to volunteer at the emergency room, and I would change the linens in the rooms. I would do intake forms and just whatever they would want me to do. Then I took Taekwondo, and that was a fail. Then I bought the sparring equipment, and I was still a fail. Then I went to college, and I was originally going to college for graphic design, and I never became a graphic designer, so that's another fail. And then I went to school to go to nursing school, and that was another fail with additional student loan debt, so that was awesome. I did eventually get a bachelor's degree, though, in paralegal studies, which is where I did become a paralegal, and I did work in the legal field for 10 years. So that's not a fail, right? So that's one non-fail.
But you were paralegal before you had your degree in paralegal studies.
Yeah. Okay, but then because I had a bachelor's degree and I wanted to do something that made me feel significant, I thought it might be a good idea if I joined the military, because I had a bachelor's degree so I could go in as an officer. So Officer Jen to the rescue.
You don't go to the rescue? You're not
I don't know what I thought. I just wanted, my point of even bringing this up, other than making me seem like a total lunatic, is the fact that I was searching for something. No, I was searching for a way to feel significant. And from Taekwondo to joining the military, that was my...
Oh, the cook through the book. I cooked through the book. Phase 1, start cooking.
Stop. My point here is that I was searching for a way to feel significant. And it was because Scotty invited me to be a coach that I found the avenue for me. And I'm assuming that some of you may be shy or have an introverted nature like me, because Scotty does, and like attracts like. So I'm assuming that some of you guys may feel that way too. And so what I want you to take away from this is, one, that every time you feel anxiety or shyness, or, you fear talking to people about the business opportunity, you have to remember that the person you're thinking about inviting is me, is that person that is thinking about joining the military. is that person that has all these crazy grand schemes as a way to just feel like they matter. And every single person I've talked to in Beachbody, whether they are just starting, they're an Emerald coach, or maybe they've been an Emerald coach for years, or they're a Diamond coach, Star Diamond, Elite, no matter what, across the board, one single thing that is consistent of every person I've talked to is that Beachbody makes them feel like they matter. Whether you have helped one life or you've helped millions of lives, every person has left, or not left Beachbody, but every person has that feeling with Beachbody that they matter and that they are making a difference and they are significant in the lives of others. So every time that you feel like, oh, I'm not going to talk to that person, I feel weird about it, I feel icky about it, just remember that they could be having crazy thoughts like I have had of just trying to find that thing. And that thing for them could be Beachbody. And you are the one that holds that invitation and that holds that tool. And you're the one that holds that solution that could be that thing that finally works for them. Some of the other things, I have had plenty of more fails since I've started Beachbody. One of them that Mike was just chuckling about was I had this idea that I was going to take a cookbook and cook through the book. Like, wouldn't that have been cool? Like, where you like buy a cookbook and you make every recipe in the book. I think I did 2 of them. No. But anyways, the thing that matters though is, and I don't really even know why, because I'm such a consistent quitter, Beachbody and my marriage and my faith are the 3 things that I've not given up on. And they have all given me a hard time in certain ways, and some more than others. But it's been hard, and it's been sometimes, but it's always turned out better than I thought it would ever be. And that's one thing that I'm always so grateful that Scotty didn't ever give up on me, because when Scotty joined as a coach, some of us from the original anti-coaching group were not very happy with Scotty because we were the anti-coaching group. We weren't supposed to join. And so he actually created another group. What was it called? Over the Top. Scotty's Over the Top. And I wasn't in the group because I didn't sign up for Scotty for him to be my free coach. And
you actually was somebody else originally.
Yeah, I was a free lead, but that person didn't help me in my journey, so I didn't sign up with him. But it's just funny to think back how everything happened. So anyways, those are the things that I wanted you to take away. So first of all, know that every time that you hesitate inviting somebody, they could be having crazy thoughts like me. Second of all, if you have not hit Success Club regularly and you feel like you're failing, it's okay. It took me 17 months to finally get my act together and to finally understand that I am capable of doing it, and to understand that it's important and to really make that commitment to find those people every month and hit Success Club. And the third thing is that even if you're not at your goal and you haven't achieved, maybe you set a rank goal or an income goal and you didn't hit it yet, it doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that it wasn't the time yet. And I know I've set lots of goals with Beachbody that I didn't necessarily hit when I thought I would hit them. And sure, you may get that disappointment, but I'm still further along now than I would have been if I wasn't trying to hit the goal in the first place. So just know that setting those goals and working towards them and taking steps every single day, you're going to be further along than if you were just randomly going about this business. So it definitely makes a difference. All right. Was that? Oh, okay. Did you have anything to add? Oh, Mike has some things to add.
Yeah. So there was a couple of things I told Scotty that I would touch on real quick, and that is one of the biggest things Jen did touch on, and I'm going to go real fast so we can get in here and do our line dance thing. But and also to make sure we can get about 30 minutes left of ladies' night. So anyways, but yeah, so making sure that the goal is really just to outlast. We use this as about like a tip of survivor. We have had so many people that have left this organization that we really felt could be the biggest one, that just amazing coaches, but they leave before they get their breakthrough. You don't know when your breakthrough's coming. We actually left one of the people, associate from our BNI, which is our networking event we do on Tuesdays. He said, I'm going to give this business 4 months, and if this doesn't pay me something in 4 months, I'm leaving. And I didn't know that was his reason for leaving. He told me it was because he was too busy and couldn't make the Tuesday meetings. Well, his associate told me it's because he gave this business 4 months. And I just thought it took Jennifer 5 or 6 months. I guess we differ on that. We'll look when we get home at the thing. But I'm just thinking it took 5 months for Jen to be Emerald. And like she said, she had Sandy Tachi, who was is a great, rock star coach on our team. She had her on week 1. So it took a full half a year almost to find one human being. I mean, to me, that's about as bad as it gets. I mean, if you're in the business of fight, and Jen was actually doing the vital behaviors. Jen was not. You hear people saying you actually can pinpoint the reason so many people aren't succeeding is because I'm not doing my this, I'm not doing my that. Jen was actually doing it and still couldn't find a person to sign up with her. She was actually going out asking people, including some really close friends. You would have thought that, we're talking about like
I wasn't doing PD though.
No, you weren't doing PD, but you're talking about a $200 price point. She couldn't even find like a sympathy sign up. You know what I mean? So if anyone had the opportunity to fail, but then you look, and as we sit here and I get these messages, and I just looked on my phone, and let me go back and see if it's showing right here. It actually shows. Well, gosh darn it, right there. I'm going to see if I can't get this. Well, that's someone's beer. Right there. Shows that I needed to be at night shift. In exactly 2 minutes, I need to be at work. I leave this on my phone. It's actually my rotating calendar from when I was a cop. I need to be at work in 2 minutes to work all through the night, right? On this cold, crappy day. And I leave that on my phone, even though I'm exactly a year retired from my job as a police officer, to remind me of exactly where I could have been if Jennifer would have quit after 6 months, like I made her promise me that she would do. I made her promise me that in 6 months, if she didn't get this thing going, that she would quit. We had zero money. Zero money. We had our car repossessed on the day that she signed up, and it's only because they found it in the back of our fence. So, it was so bad to be those people. We had no other car because I had already lost my other one. So how are we even going to get around? And I was in the academy. So how is it going to get to work? And it was so bad. We ended up buying this 95 BMW 700 series for like $1,800. And it was nuts. It was nuts. And here we are with this $100 Shakeology expense. I begged her to quit. I was like, Jen, you cannot do Beachbody and get your master's. She didn't even bring up her master's degree in the list of quits. I said, Jen, you cannot do Beachbody and your master's. And she comes to me a month later and she said, you're right. I didn't answer you before. You're right. So I quit my master's degree. She only lacks like 3 months to get her, but she quit it because she knew she had this passion that she really believed that, you know what, I know that with this master's, I might be able to get something. But this Beachbody thing is made for the people that are not made to succeed anywhere else. If you're a type of person on this call that succeeds in everything you do, this probably isn't the best venture for you. That's just the way it is. That's how, when we compare it to like biblical times, when God came back for his people, the people didn't really want to talk to him. So he had to go to other people because the people he came for rejected him. So it's the same thing. This business is built by millionaires who have no rights to be millionaires. I mean, look at Scotty. He shows up to these like black tie affairs in these striped shirts, you know? But I mean, he's gotten better. He has. But I mean, like, you know what I mean? These are millionaires that are not supposed to be millionaires. We are successful. And we're not supposed to be successful. To this day, Jennifer and I just got declined for a loan like 4 months ago, right? I mean, she's going to be in the Millionaires Club, and they're like, you can't get a loan. You guys suck. You guys suck. You can't get a loan. Wait a minute. Do you not see the income? Because so by society's standards, to this day, we're still no good. And that's a humbling experience. So if I can bring nothing to you as someone who was against this, as someone who did anything they could to beg for Jennifer to just quit this is what I wanted, because this actually was costing us money. And I was like, Jen, stop it. And then she kept looking into like the performance, I mean, like the E&E, and it got getting worse and worse. And I'm like, stop buying this stuff. She's like, this is great. And we were still paying for a gym membership you stopped going to.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, you stopped going. You were doing P90X. You stopped going to the gym. We were still, in fact, paying for the gym.
Yeah.
Right?
I know, but that wasn't my fault.
Anyways, my point, guys, and we're going to end, and we're going to end real quick, but I cannot stress this. We try to stress this to all of our coaches. It's just outlast. If you do not think that people are listening, if you're getting people turning your back to you, you somehow have to get the mindset that at least you're talking to people. If you're, one of my sergeants told me when I complained on for the first time, and I thought I was getting suspended or something, he said, if you're not getting complained on, you're not working. He said, no cop in the right mind can do their job effectively without getting complained on. So it made me realize that if you guys are getting the no's, you have to find that comfort that you are talking to people. Don't go back into your shell. Please, Jen actually just overcame a money objection today. She just overcame it. Normally, she doesn't even counter money objections. This is an elite coach. She knows better. But when someone says, oh, I don't have money, she usually says, okay. But she's like, gosh, it's like, what are we at? The 12th, and I've got like no points, and I need like 10 at least. So she's like, she digs in a little deeper to this person and finds out that no money actually meant that she didn't want to do PIO, which is what Jen recommended to her. Well, but why did we get the money excuse, right? So she's like, hey, I didn't know this, but she already did. What did she already do?
21-day fix.
And now she's what?
Now she's going to do 21-day fix it straight.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Overcome the objections. No just means not right now. We've got people on our team, some I've actually seen on this call, that took over a year to sign up. We've got one coach on this call. I'm not going to call her out. She's probably going to be one of our next diamond coaches. This coach did not want to sign up to be a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to be assigned. And now
she was over a year.
Over a year?
Yeah.
Like how much over a year?
Probably 2 years.
2 years. This person was like, no, I'm really not into this coaching thing. So imagine this person is out there changing lives and found a purpose like they've never thought they could have before. Imagine if you would have quit a year in. You would miss this person actually starting to change lives.
There's another person, one of my coaches who, yes, that's you, Sarah. There's another one of my coaches, and she's a 10-star diamond, and she took a year to sign up because she's a gym rat, and she doesn't, she didn't want to. So that's one of the things that I always think about. Like, if I would have quit, that would have been somebody else's coach. And Arnold Nakaha, he's the regional sales director for the Central region, which is where Tennessee is. And I had a Zoom chat with him yesterday, and he was talking about like the growth that Beachbody is planning to have. And there's like 400,000 coaches right now, and they are projecting to have, what did he say? Like 1.2 million coaches or something. And he's like, so whose coaches are those going to be? Right. Are they going to be your personally sponsored coaches, people in your downline, people in your team, or are they going to be somebody else's? And so when he says that, I'm like, well, I want them in Fit Family Network, of course.
Right.
So it's just something to think about, you know, think big, dream big, and have a big vision for your team and for your family and for your goals.
The last thing that I want to leave you with, and I told a couple of people, we were on the retreat, and I was talking to, our friend Barton, you know, when I was telling him, and I'll call him out, and I said, look, if someone asks you, you reach out to them. Reach out to them. You don't know. If someone asks you a question, or if you think you can reach to them, you don't know who your next Brigida, your next Scotty Hobbs, your next Lindsay Matway. You don't know. They're just waiting for an invite. And even if they don't say yes right now, they could be our next Sarah that will be a diamond coach that could be 2 years down the road. So as you get ready to say this is too hard, I want you to think of who you invited 6 months ago that will be your next diamond coach 6 months from now. And if you are getting ready to quit, please write down our email addresses and send me everyone you talked to 6 months ago, because I will be happy to accept them as our next diamond coaches. Anyone you talk to and you say, you know what, I've only been doing this, and you know, it's $100 a month fee is what we pay. If you consider your business fees as a 30 meals, this business is $100 a month, 120. Right? This, you are not going to get a business that has a better return on your investment. If you can just go for the rule of 3 lives each month, you have a complete solvent business. If you can find another business model, that can turn a profit inside of your first 5 years, I'd love to see it. Even though the dollar amount may not be what you want, focus on the percentage. 3 people equals a profitable business. And that's what you need to remember as you lay in bed. I am profitable. And that's on average. You may get none this month and 6 next month. If you can just work towards profitability, you're doing better than probably 90% of American businesses. If you owned a smoothie shop, you'd have to get a $500,000 loan. You'd have to work for maybe 10 years just to pay the loan back. You would get nowhere, and you'd be a slave to 80, 90, 100 hours sitting in a building, and the only person that's getting rich is your landlord. So just remember those things about exactly what you have here. So, I mean, that's what I had. I wanted to really instill that, especially seeing so many of our coaches on here as well, and so many people that we got to spend time with in Dominican Republic. And the struggles are real. They're real with us. I mean, it's real. And we're sitting here in a car with an Olaf in the back. You know what I mean? This is real. This is as real as it gets. I just noticed that there was a stupid, God help us all. You know what I mean? But the point is to just be real. Reach people. Set your minimum goals. Make sure if you have not invited 3 people tonight, guys, it's only 9:30 on the East Coast. So it's only getting earlier the back in time. Reach those 3 people. Just reach them.
Yes.
All right. So
I've seen a couple of things come through like in the text, but I wasn't able to
I think it was just mostly just encouragement.
Okay. So if anyone had any questions, we didn't see them. So feel free to message it if you want to. Okay, we're going to leave, but just remember the last thing I want you to take away from this call is about having priorities with your spouse or your family. This is Thursday is our date night, and we make it a priority every week, and it's not always easy, but it's important. And that's something that you need to make a priority with your family too, is having that time every week that you're spending with them. So is there anything else?
No, I agree. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that for that message. Guys, if you don't follow us on Facebook, go ahead and send us a friend request. I mean, watch what Jen does. She is the epitome of how it looks when someone attracts people without selling. So she comes real. Just be that person. Be with your spouses. For those of you, the last thing I'm going to say, I promise. For those of you that have spouses, just share with them that you're doing. I've been putting this on my time hop. Jennifer used to send messages to me on Facebook, and she used to post on my wall. I just made enough money to pay for a Shakeology. I just signed a coach, and I didn't give a rat's behind about any of this stuff. But she made me present. She made me know this was important to her. It got to the point where even though I did not think she'd amount to anything here, I knew that it was too important to her to quit. So just make them involved. She also didn't tell you she wanted to train sea lions either, but hey.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too. So guys, I mean, the struggle is real with this one. Anyways, just feel bad for me. All right. I mean, they really did. Sea lions. Yeah, actually sea lions, you know?
My email address is sealions383.
Yeah, that's why she actually has the email address as sealions383. It's because she was going to be a sea lion trainer. So, oh, you're also going to be a spy.
Oh yeah, no, a PI.
Yeah, she wanted.
Yeah.
She was trying to go to school, and she got all this stuff to be a private investigator. Guys, the point is that Beachbody is made for the people that don't belong anywhere else. So if you're like, where do I belong? You're in the right spot. You know what I mean? All right, guys.
I might pursue that.
Yeah, right. You kidding me? You get lost going. If they put a road closed sign on the way home, you have no clue how to get home, and you're going to trace somebody. God help us all. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great week. Let's reach those goals. We got 2 weeks left before the to meet our goals. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You have to unrecord it.
No, Scotty said he's gonna come back and do it.
Oh, so it's just gonna record.
Mm-hmm.
So just